بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. So we're going to continue and hopefully inshallah today finish up the introduction. قال المؤلف غفر الله له ولأولاده. Everybody knows the following hadith in Sahih Muslim about how Islam started as something strange and it will return to being something strange. And Ibn Umar رضي الله عنهما أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال إن الإسلام بدأ غريبا وسيعود غريبا كما بدأ وهو يأزر بين المسجدين كما تأزر الحية في جحرها. And I brought this narration for a reason. Because one, I could have brought the narration of إن الإسلام بدأ غريبا وسيعود كما بدأ غريبا فطوبى للغرباء. But I brought this specific hadith for a reason. And what's that reason?
Because
Okay, well let's go over the translation of the hadith and then I'll explain it inshallah. So Ibn Umar, he said that the Prophet ﷺ, he said that Islam started as something strange and it's going to return to the state of being something strange just as it started. وَهُوَ يَأْزِرُ بَيْنَ الْمَسْجِدَيْنِ. And it returns to between these two masjids, and he's talking about the masjid Haram in Mecca and the Masjid al-Haram and Masjid al-Nabawi and in Medina. Alright. كَمَا تَأْزِرُ الْحَيَّةُ فِي جُحْرِهَا. Just like a snake returns to its hole. So the deen, all the times, you see in the times of fitna and the times of whenever there's so much ikhtilaf amongst the people, that it returns back to the same place. It keeps returning back to the same place. I put this narration because before I brought this narration, I was speaking about the Khawarij. Alright, about the Khawarij. And because the Khawarij, they make takfir on the hukam. And from amongst the takfir that they're doing nowadays is that they're busy speaking and yippity-yapping about a country that they've never lived in, nor do they ever plan to live in, which is Saudi Arabia right now. You know, because, I mean, imagine that we got all the problems that we're dealing with in America. We don't have time to be worrying about the politics of another country. And it doesn't even affect us. Wallahi, whatever's going on in Saudi Arabia right now doesn't even affect us. Are you still allowed to do Hajj? Are you doing Umrah? You're not even living in the country. But that just goes to show you how stupid these people are and how much time they just try to keep the people's time. They keep busying the people with things that have absolutely no benefit. And they have no knowledge, no nothing. All they want to do is and you know, even in Jacksonville, there's one Khariji who used to teach the people. And they used to tell me, the brothers that used to sit in the class with this Khariji, used to say every time that he teaches, he'll start with the Quran. He's doing like tafsir, like he's trying to do like a tafsir of the Quran. And every single class that he sat in, the conversation would turn to what? Saudi Arabia. Come on, man. You know, and then they sit there and say like, oh, you guys, all you do is sit around and defend Saudi Arabia. First off, I didn't study in Saudi Arabia. I studied in Yemen. That's number one. Number two, I was in Yemen when Saudi attacked Yemen. I was there with the war, with the bombings, with everything going on. That's number one. So you're not going to sit here and try to say that, oh, we're sitting up here defending. So we don't defend nobody. We defend the Quran and the Sunnah. We defend the Quran and the Sunnah. We don't defend governments, and we don't defend. And then we even tell the people to stop defending them. You know, if they're doing ma'asiyah and things like that, we don't defend that. But we will defend the ulama, and we will defend the people calling to the Sunnah, and we will advise the people to stop speaking about them because that's our deen. Our deen, from our deen, we do not speak about the rulers, and especially don't speak about rulers in the country you don't even live in. You trying to cause chaos in another country that you don't even live in? That doesn't even make sense. Just like these people in 2011 when they went out to the streets and started doing all this protesting, all these, you know, these Ikhwanis. That caused all the chaos in Yemen that you see today. It started with these Ikhwanis in 2011. Then what happened was, as soon as the protests finished, and the Houthis, you know, in 2014, when the Houthis took over Sana'a, where are these Ikhwanis at? They're hanging out in Qatar, they're hanging out in Turkey, they're hanging out all over the place. Or, you know, and the ones that couldn't leave the country, they're hiding. They were hiding, you know, until they could leave. But then once they finally left, and they ended up in Turkey, you know, investing in buying big hotels and all this type of stuff. Come on, man. So these people don't even stay in the countries. You know, even the people that cause the chaos in the countries, they don't even stay there. They go out and they leave, and then they want to cause the chaos from the outside, man. See, these people, we shouldn't even listen to them at all. But that's the reason why I brought this hadith, because of that, to show that the deen always goes back. Because this is that area of what today is known as Saudi, but the area itself, you see, Saudi was where it started. And who were the first people outside of that area? Not Saudi was where it started, but that area, right? It started in Mecca, then they went to Medina, then the tribes from the outlying areas, all the way down to Najran, all the way down to Yemen, and then all of these people were what? These were all, you see, it spread amongst all these different tribes around the outer areas. And this is where the deen is at its purest. But then you see, as the deen started to go out, and it started because the Prophet ﷺ said in a hadith, where he said, رَأَيْتُ مَشَارِكَ الْأَرْضِ وَمَغَارِبَهَا. So what did the ulama understand from this hadith?
Prophet ﷺ seen the whole world?
No, he said, أَنَا رَأَيْتُ مَشَارِكَ الْأَرْضِ وَمَغَارِبَهَا. He said, I saw all the eastern part of the earth and all the western part of the earth. And so, and the deen is going to spread like that. The deen is going to spread east and west. It's not going to spread. You see, you don't see a strong presence of the deen in the northern and the southern. You see it It's spread out like this. It spread, it went up to Sham, and then it spread across North Africa. And then even you see, as you go in Central Africa and South Africa, Islam has a presence there. But it starts to get weaker and weaker. And even as we get further and further out to the east and to the west, what happens? It starts to spread, but it starts to get weaker and weaker. And you start to find that the people are further and further and further away from the Sunnah. So what you find from the purest, because the deen always goes back to between these two masjids. So you go back and you look at all the people that called to the Sunnah of this time. Sheikh al-Albani, he was teaching in Mecca. He was teaching in, Sheikh Muqbil, rahimahullah, he studied in Medina. All right, Sheikh Muhammad ibn Adam al-Ethiopi, one of the biggest muhaddithin. And I'm talking about the big ulama that are not from Saudi, that are from outside of Saudi. You see that they all go there, and they've all had some type of presence there at one time or another. Either they studied there or they taught there. So you see that it all goes back to that. It all goes back to that area, always. And you see the purest Islam is always throughout the history come from this area, up from from what today is known as Saudi, from that area, from Yemen, from Sham, and from Misr. And then as you started going further and further out, even towards Maghrib, and you see Andalus, that's when things started to, change. Even though they have major ulama, but they also had a lot of other things going on in Andalus, so Allah musta'an, So, they started getting busy with other things, busy with medicine, with mathematics, science, and, they started, so you started to see also, where people started becoming real, having Maliki, where you see in Yemen, what do you see? You go back through the history of Yemen, go look at the books of Shawkani, the books of Amir al-Sanani, and what do you see? You see in al-Mu'alimi and all these individuals, you see al-Ihtimam, bi'am al-Hadith, the people, they love to go back to the Sunnah. And you see the same thing even in Saudi today, amongst the ulama. I'm saying amongst the ulama. Like I said, we don't care about what goes on. That's their business. Those people are going to they're going to have to answer for all that stuff. But when the thing is that the deen is still being taught. The deen is still being taught. People can still go into any masjid in that area and they can learn the deen. And alhamdulillah, it's a ni'mah. But the people want to talk about all these other countries. Where are you going to do Taliban? They keep talking about Saudi. Go to Turkey. Where are you going to do seeking knowledge in Turkey? Where are you going to go? Not saying that they don't have people, but it's full of Sufis, akhi, and it's full of fisk. Now everybody wants to get on the social media. Oh my God, Saudi Arabia, they're allowing Khamr now. Yeah, and every single Muslim country has been doing that before them. Not saying that it's permissible, it's haram, and they're going to answer for that on the Day of Judgment. But it's why y'all want to be quiet when all these other countries have been doing it since when? Since when? Go to Egypt, go to Sharm el-Sheikh and see what they do in Sharm el-Sheikh. All right, go to any 5-star hotel in Yemen and see what you see. 5-star hotels in Yemen have alcohol. 5-star, go to Bahrain, go to other countries and And those, a lot of the countries, they hide it in the, in the five-star hotels and amongst the rich people, but the stuff's there. It's always been there. So it's already now in 2024, decades after these people have been selling alcohol in their country for decades, and now they're like the last country to do it. What do you expect? The Prophet ﷺ told us that. إنهم من يعيش منكم سيرى إيش؟ اختلافا كثيرا. اختلافا كثيرا. What do you think? That everybody's going to be following the Sunnah up until the Nuzul of Isa alayhi salam? Nah, come on, man. This is nothing new. The people in authority acting this way is nothing new. These people like these juhal, they don't even read history or what? Go back and read the history. Go back and read all the people that went before and all the leaders that went before and see what they used to do. They were way worse than these people nowadays. Huh? Al-Hajjaj is just one of them. Just one. I mean, you got a whole silsila of just leaders that would just, look, so Allah. I mean, look at the time of Imam Ahmed and what happened to him, and the time of Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah, what happened to him. You had the whole issue of the Tatars and what they were doing in the Muslim lands, and come on, man. Then you had the Karamata and what they were doing. The Karamata, these are Daniel's cousins. They went and stole the black stone. They surrounded the Masjid al-Haram. They surrounded it and they started killing everybody inside of it. Because of one Yemeni guy. It was a Yemeni guy. If you go back and read the story, they surrounded the masjid. No, there's a Karamata, they're the Batani of Shia. They're worse than the Shia. Like the Shia are like Sunnis compared to the Karamata. But they're like the Shia are like the slaves of the Bataniya, and the Bataniya are way worse. Alright, so the Karamata, they surrounded the masjid, and they were telling everybody they wanted to block Hajj that year. No Hajj. One of the Yemenis went up to the head guy that was and he took out his dagger and stabbed him. Of course, they killed the Yemeni guy. When I read the story and I found out it was a Yemeni that did it, I was like, yeah, it makes sense. I picture a Yemeni guy going up and just stabbing the guy with a dagger. You gonna tell us no Hajj? So that's what happened. And then they ended up killing everybody. They started killing everybody in the Haram. And then they stole the black stone for I don't know how long. It was like 20 years. They had it for a long, long, long time. There was no black stone in the Haram. So I mean, look at these people. But look at history and look at the stuff that and these were kuffar. These are not Muslims. Like what we deal with now is dhulm, but from Muslim leaders. That they haven't done anything that's taken them completely out of Islam. They're doing fisq. These are kuffar, but the Muslims had no ability to stand up and fight against them. They were too. You think they took the black stone and took it. What, all of the Muslims, they couldn't go back and get it from them? You understand? Because they were, so look at the situation. Our situation is not that bad. It's not that bad. Everything, and most of the fisq that you see is going on in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, most of these Khawarij, they sit there and watch that stuff anyways. They watch it themselves, and they watch worse than that. SubhanAllah, maybe they're just jealous because they can't be there and be there with them. I don't know. But I mean, to sit there and you see, they just sit there and just the whole time, their whole focus is on a country that they never lived in. And then us, me, my kids, all of us, we lived there for 6 years. And they got more knowledge about Saudi than I do. Even though I used to go and eat dinner with princes and things like that when I was in Saudi Arabia, the princes that got jailed. And I know what's going on there. Hey, come on, man. Allah musta'an. These people are people, they know more than us. They know more. They know more. They know more than all the brothers. Look at like Muta, the same thing. Muta tries to tell the people because Muta he's there. He knows all the higher ups, and he knows everybody down and from all the way down. These brothers know what's going on in Saudi, but these little Twitter crackheads, charlatans, sitting up in Houston and all that, living off of wealth from his family still, sitting there these mudkhalis, you don't even know. Has this dude even left America before? Lived in another country outside of America? But then they want to talk about Yemen. They don't want to talk about Saudi. They want to talk about Palestine. They want to talk about all these countries that wallahi, they would never go in and live in. Nobody cares about y'all, ya rawaybillah. Man, subhanAllah. But anyways, let's get back to it. I'm like, this is what happens when I sit here and see this stuff for week after week after week and just stay quiet. All right.
Said food.
Huh?
You said the food.
I know, that's why I forgot my hunger. So let's get back to the book, inshallah. We can go get some food before Maghrib, inshallah. All right, so when the knowledge of Tawheed came to the people, it was strange. Eventually, the knowledge of this religion spread and it became accepted and known around the world. The Muslims then started getting involved in the dunya, and they left off the knowledge that made the people before successful. Islam, in turn, returned to something strange again. When you talk to people about different issues of Tawheed, it is strange for them. It is strange for the Muslims, much less the kuffar. Muslims are too caught up on social media going back and forth over dunya issues. And like what we're talking about right now. Dunya issues, politics and all this other. They want to try to just keep you busy with politics. They don't want to teach you no deen. You see all of these dudes, all of these guys online, politics this, and you're sitting there sharing newspaper articles like it's Sunnah. La barakallahu fihim, la barakallahu fihim, la barakallahu fihim. The knowledge of Tawheed takes a back seat in those discussions. It doesn't take a back seat. Tawheed does not take a back seat in the discussion. Why? Because Tawheed is not even in the car with these individuals. Tawheed is not even ever in the discussion. If it takes a back seat, that means we'll get to it when we get to it. But guess what? It's not even there. It's not even a part of their dawah. It's not even a part of what they're doing. It's not even in the car, much less the back seat. So I was really downplaying the issue. Like it should be worse than this. It is worse than this. All right. The knowledge of Tawheed takes a back seat in those discussions. Muslims will debate for an hour or more about some political issue, but cannot stand listening to you talk about Tawheed for 2 minutes. Wallah. Is this how we are going to be successful? Is this how we are going to gain assistance and victory from Allah? Is this how we are going to get the might back that which we used to possess? And that's what I mean. Look at it. I mean, you see, the Prophet ﷺ went around debating them. He was telling them, he was giving them, informing them of what was being revealed to him. So you go and you inform the people of what was revealed to the Prophet ﷺ. There's debating and all this garbage, and sitting there and keeping the Muslims busy with this type of stuff, and they don't even know the most basic fundamental knowledge of their religion. This is ghish. This is the treachery and deceit and cheating the people. And whoever cheats us is not from us. It's not from us. And you see these people that do this, they're not from the Sunnah. They have nothing to do with the Sunnah. They don't call the people to the Sunnah. They call the people to who? No, they don't even have an imam. Who's the imam of Daniel? His Harvard professor. Who's the imam of Ali Dawah? Probably. But I'm saying, who do they follow? This joker's going around now quoting, he got his fatwa about ikhtilaf from who? Muhammad al-Hasan al-Dadu. So it is exactly, who's that? Exactly. What you just said.
I really don't know that.
He's from the students of Muhammad Salim. Shinqiti, rahimahullah. Muhammad Salim was, he was one of the people from the ulama of the Shanaqita that tried to combat the Aqidat al-Ash'ariyah and tried to call the people back to the Sunnah. He had like a major ihtimam with hadith and ilm al-hadith and the tariq of the Salaf. So Muhammad al-Hasan al-Dadu was a student of, one of the students. He was a student of his grandfather. But his grandfather was also one of the teachers of Muhammad Salim. So he won't say that I'm a student of Muhammad Salim. He say I'm a student of my grandfather, who's also the teacher of Muhammad Salim. So you see that all that Muhammad Salim did, and this guy, he goes after the death of Muhammad Salim, and now he's shaking hands with Deobandis and shaking hands with Sufis, and he calls like Salman al-Auda his sheikh and all this stuff, and but claims that he's from the students of Sheikh bin Baz. You're from the students of Sheikh bin Baz, but you call Salman al-Auda your sheikh. Who's the one that put Salman al-Auda in prison? Sheikh bin Baz.
Who is Salman al-Auda?
Exactly.
I told you.
Who are these people? He's in jail right now. He's in jail right now. He got out of prison like before when he went to prison in the 90s. He was real jihadi. Then he got out of prison. They finally let him out of prison, and then he became super liberal and started calling to like liberalism in Saudi Arabia. So they put him back in jail. So Allah Mustaan. But Sheikh bin Baz died, and he still did not let him get out of jail. Salman al-Auda is also one of the people who, if you go back and find out who's close to him, Yasser al-Fadhi. So there you go. I mean, you see the names of these people all behind the same individuals that are causing all the fitna amongst the people. You see the same names start popping up, same names. And if you don't see the same names, you see different names, but from the same groups. From the same groups. So Muhammad al-Hassan al-Dadu is the president. He's the head of the Ikhwani Muslimin in Mauritania. And this is known. It's been known since way before. When he first came out in like the early 2000s and he started like making recordings and things, because he's teaching Bukhari, he's teaching Nushat al-Nadr. So of course, everybody's like, who is this guy? Because he sounds Salafi. Because again, that's what they do. They come in and they earn the trust of the people. And then as they get the trust of the people, then what happens is they start to, release their batil that's inside. It starts to come out little by little later on.
That's exactly what happened.
That's what happens with all of them. All of these guys. There's no thabat. If you go back and look at their dawah from the time that they started till now, you see like it's like a chameleon, So Muhammad al-Hassan al-Dadu, if he's amongst the Sufis, he's a Sufi. If he's amongst the if he's amongst the Ash'aris, he's Ash'ari. If he's amongst the Salafis, but he hates Salafis, But he'll play like the Salafi role amongst the Salafis. But you see, he goes to Saudi Arabia. Is he going? Who is he visiting in Saudi Arabia? So you always go back and you look at these types of things. Who's he visiting? He's visiting the Tujjar. He's going and visiting and sitting with the people with money and the people from all these organizations. Is he going around like Sheikh Yahya when he used to go visit Saudi Arabia, when he was in Medina back in the days? Where was he at? No, he would sit right in the class with Sheikh Abdul Muhsin. Yeah. Allah, Hafidullah, he's still alive.
You said remember in the Adul Mufrad, we could still.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's not teaching now, so Allah Mustaan.
I heard he still teaches, but like, I know he's retired.
He might teach in his house or something, I don't know. But in the masjid, no, he retired from it. He's teaching in the masjid, he used to teach all the books of hadith.
He has a son. His son is not a joke either.
Yeah, but he's not like his father. You go listen to the explanation of the Sunan Abi Dawood, or any of the books of the Sunan, but specifically, like, the Sunan Abi Dawood from Sheikh Abdul Muhsin, just listen to it. It's amazing. It's amazing. That man had, very, very knowledgeable. And Sheikh Yahya used to go and sit in his classes. So, I mean, that's what the ulama do. But Muhammad al-Hassan al-Dadu, where is he going? You think he's going to go sit in Sheikh Abdul Muhsin's classes? Was he sitting with Sheikh Muhammad ibn Adam? Sitting with any of these individuals? No. Goes and sits with the Tujjar. Goes and sits with the, with the people, the heads of all these groups and all the, basically all the people that are getting thrown in jail all the time for causing chaos in the Muslim lands. Along this time. So yeah, man, you can be careful about who you take knowledge from, no doubt. Whew, today's going to be a rough one.
I'm guessing no food.
What time is it?
Like 7.
Yeah, we got about 40 minutes. All right, let's finish this up, inshallah. From the wisdom of Allah and His mercy, and from His mercy for the Muslims, He keeps the correct guidance in the hearts of a small group of people that will continue to call to the Quran and the Sunnah, no matter who stands against them. This we see in the following hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari and Sahih Muslim, and Muawiyah radiallahu anhu, قال سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول لا تزال طائفة من أمتي قائمة بأمر الله لا يضرهم من خذلهم أو خالفهم حتى يأتي أمر الله وهم ظاهر على الناس. So here Muawiyah, he reported that he heard the Messenger of Allah صلى الله عليه وسلم say that there will remain a small group of people, طائفة, small group of people, من أمتي, that from this nation, from the nation of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, qa'imatan bi amrillah, that they will be standing up and they will be carrying out the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. La yadurruhum man khadalahum, and that no harm will be brought to them from the people that abandon them in their time of need. Because of course, you're being from this small group that's still calling to the Sunnah. The people are attacking you. And then this is what happens. You see that the people attack us. Where are these people now? When the people are going and saying Wahhabi, Wahhabi, and attacking Ahl Sunnah, where are all these people? They also claim that they love the Sunnah. Where are they? They either stay quiet and allow it to happen, or they join in it in a sideways way. They support it in a sideways way. Oh, brothers, we need to have unity, and we need to come together. Come together, ya akhi. They're attacking us because of us following the Sunnah. You want us to have unity with people who are going against the Sunnah, and then attack us because we're trying to call the people to the Sunnah, and we're supposed to unite with them. Well, ya akhi, ma'alakum kayfa tahkumun. It's like, seriously, where is the sense in this? So you see these same types of people when these people start to attack, when this starts to happen, where are they? They abandon the people in their time of need. When all the people are attacking and attacking and attacking. Same thing, when the Rafida attack the students of knowledge in Damaj. Look at the Khudlan and look at all the people that just turn their backs on the students of knowledge that claim to be Salafis. And they turn their backs on them. And Muhammad al-Imam and all these people, look how they just turn their backs on them. Darrahum shay? Nah. Wallahi, the da'wah is stronger now, stronger than ever. You saw when the brother came back from Yemen just recently. You heard what he said. What did he say?
Which brother?
The brother Jum'ah.
Oh, Nabil.
Yeah, Allah yahfadhu. What did he say because he just came back, right? What did he say? He said, now you see the Moroccans, he said the da'wah is strong now. What? None of that stuff, it brings no harm to the people that are called into the Sunnah. You think that you're harming them, but you're only harming yourselves. So he said, like no harm will be brought to them because these people they abandon them in their time of need. Al-khalafahum. All the people that stand up and try to go against them and try to refute them, there's no harm. Because in the end, the people when the people are being attacked, it causes curiosity. Why these people keep talking about these Wahhabis? Who are these guys? It causes the people to be curious. And what happens when they're curious and then they open up your audios and all you're doing is calling to the Sunnah. All you're doing is calling the Tawheed. All you're doing is yeah, Jama'ah, let's unite on the Quran and the Sunnah. Let's unite on the understanding of the Salaf Salih. We're not going to unite on the understanding of you and your group. We're not going to unite on the understanding of some group that's completely strayed away from the Sunnah. We're going to unite on the Quran and the Sunnah under the understanding of what? Of the Salaf that came before, those 3 generations of the people of the Sunnah. We're not going to unite under the banner of some organization, some jam'iyyah, some group name, some individual, some personalities. No, there's no unity for this. And anybody that unites on that, wallahi, their unity will be very, very short-lived. And then they might unite to fight against an enemy, wallahi, just give them a small period of time, and what? They're going to be fighting each other. They'll be fighting each other. Look at Afghanistan. Look at all these countries where this happened. Let's all come together and let's fight one common enemy. Soon as that enemy was gone, what happened? They all turned their guns on each other. All of them. And this you see over and over and over and over again. The only thing that's going to protect the people and cause the people to unite in real unity is the Quran and the Sunnah. With the correct understanding. And that understanding, it comes from our Salaf. It doesn't come from the Khalaf. And it doesn't come from all these other misguided individuals that people want to take from the past. No. So Allah musta'an. And it definitely doesn't come from these organizations and groups and all these people, Ikhwan and Jam'iyyat. No. So Allah musta'an. Yeah, I know. You're going to remind me that we got to get some food. All right.
It's a question regarding this.
Well, we'll stop here. Go ahead. What's your question?
Actually, 2.
Actually, hold on. Let me just read this last paragraph because the last paragraph is connected to the hadith. These are the people of knowledge. These are the people that spend their lives seeking knowledge of the commands of Allah to carry out those commands, and they seek knowledge of the prohibitions to avoid them, and not just to avoid them, but also to warn the people against them. And they learn about the commands of Allah to carry those commands out and to what? Command the people to do the same. So I should have put that in there, because it's not just them doing it for themselves, but they also do it for themselves first. So they practice the deen correctly, and then they call the people to this. This is the saved sect. This is the one out of 73 sects that Allah will give victory to. And of course, Allah knows best. Whether or not we're from them, that's what we try. we hope and we try and we want to be from that safe sect. I wouldn't go around saying that we are that, but with the Salaf are. And that's who we try to follow. You know, and all the people of Ahl al-Hadith, the people of Ahl al-Athar, the people that follow the correct Aqidah throughout the history, they are that safe sect. And that's what we try and strive to be from. What's the question?
So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in this hadith, and Muawiyah radiallahu anhu, ta'ifatun. So the ta'ifatun, it could also mean only one person, right?
An ummah can be one person.
Oh yeah, like Ibrahim.
I mean, Ibrahim كان أمة قانتا لله حنيفا ولم يكن من المشركين.
Okay.
ما كان من المشركين. I'm mixing it with a different ayah. It's because I'm hungry. All right, إلى هنا سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.